Hey, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders that Jim Master ruled well. Peace and blessing to the Akim is out there fighting, doing his work with truth and sincerity. The brother Bonsapad back at you again with a quick lesson, and Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect men out there that are listening and watching these videos. I tried to find a decent picture of a banquet, before you. Um, I would listen to the brothers, Alabama, or I think this is where they from. And I was reading a book where I was, brother brought out a precept, and I went to the precept to check it out. This is where the inspiration of this show, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashar Shai come from. And I was looking at Luke 14 and 16 down to maybe 19. And I was just thinking about that supper, that great supper, which we know through the Spirit. And for those who's listening, new to the channel or new to, this wisdom, this knowledge and understanding of the Bible, the true biblical Israelites, now as I was thinking back during the time of the apostles and the prophets, when you read Luke, it speaks about, well, I'm going to get it, Luke 14 to 16. Then said he unto them, this is Yahweh Shai speaking to the disciples, a certain man made a great supper and bade many. A great man is Yahweh Yahweh Shai. The supper is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? So I was thinking about that. And it says, and sent his servants at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready. Now it says, verse 16, then say he unto them, a certain man bade a great supper and bade many. A great supper is it's the wisdom, is the knowledge and understanding. And that's what you see now, that's on the street corners, starting with Great Millstone, with the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. So that supper is the scriptures, the wisdom, like I said, like the Spirit said, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Back then, the apostles, the apostles and the elders and the prophets back then, they didn't really get the whole supper. They got like they digested. So you got a supper before you, and you got all your sides, and the main entree is the meat. But you got all the sides. So the apostles and them back then were eating or digesting the sides, meaning that, they was digesting the truth. Now that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashimah Bashar, we are able to get that full meal. Because the sacrificial lamb, which is Yahweh Shai, had to be sacrificed first in order for us to get the scriptures say the seals are being broken now. So that full course meal is ready to eat. You see, that full course meal, that major meal, that great man made a great supper, bade many. Now it's supper time. Now it's ready to eat. Now it's time for eat and to digest the whole book, the whole Bible, the Old Testament, the Apocrypha, and the New Testament. Now we are able to digest this whole meal because, again, Yahweh Shai, which is the lamb, had to be what? Sacrificed. And that complete the meal. You got potatoes, you got your red potatoes, you got your green peas, you have another dish, and you have that meat. Jake like to eat that meat. So you got lamb. Yahweh Shai had to be the sacrificial lamb. So that supper was symbolic of the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Bible, because the seals are broken now. You see, like I say, Yahweh Shai had to be that sacrificial lamb for us to be able to get that full meal, meaning that full understanding of the Bible. So now it's time. You see, back then it wasn't time. And I'm going to pull another scripture in 2 Maccabees 2 and 27. And he sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready. So he sent his men at supper time those that were bitten, those who came into the wisdom and knowledge and understanding, man. So I just want to look up this word real quick. Kaleo in the Greek, bitten. To call, allow, utter in a loud voice, to invite. So Yahweh Bashimah Mashah is now starting with the apostles and elders of GMS. Before them, they apostles and elders on down now, right? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashimah Mashah, we are now passing out spiritual invitations for you to come to this supper. You see, to get this full course meal of the Bible, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. Bidden means to call out. We are calling out. We are sending spiritual invitations only to an elect few, which is the 144,000. And verse 17, and sent his servant at supper time, because the supper is now ready. So when we got whatever the Spirit allowed us to get in the beginning, now we are able to go out and give the invitations, the invite for you to come at this supper, to eat of this great supper. There were men who came in and got the supper, and they went back out into the world. That's a heavy thing to have on you, man. To come at this supper that you've been invited to. You have to be somewhat righteous to be able to get an invite to something such of this magnitude. And sent his servant at supper time to say unto them that were bitten, to the men who came into the truth, come, for all things are now ready. Everything is now ready for us, brothers. We have to hold on to this invite and keep doing what we say do. But this is what's going on today. We are out there on the highways and byways to what? Beg many to come to this supper. Because it's supper, now it's time to eat. But you got people saying what? And now they all want, and they all with one consent began to make excuse. The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs to go and see it. I pray thee, have me excused. You see? And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them, and pray thee, have me excused. And another said, I have married a wife, therefore I cannot come. And that servant came and showed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, go out quickly into the streets of the lanes and bring in hither the poor, the maimed, the halt, and the blind. And that's what you are seeing today, beginning with the apostles and elders and the men out there on down that's doing this work with truth and sincerity. You see this happening before you right now. But our people want to start to make excuses as to why they can't come over into it, as to why they say that the men of the Lord are not the men of the Lord today, beginning with the great millstone, because they're making excuses to come to this supper. But now the whole full course meal is ready. Everything is prepared before you, man. But yet our people making excuses. We doing what he say do, going out to the highways and the byways and the lane to bring in the maimed, the poor. You see? That's what you're seeing happening today, brothers. And for those who's watching these videos, man, it's supper time, man. Everything is now prepared. Prophecies are passing every day. The so-called white man is being wicked in the Bible and the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashimah Mashai, and exposing him on a high level. Things are coming out. Videos are being put out at a rapid pace. Brothers is pushing. The apostles and elders are pushing. Brothers is humping, man. Because it's supper time. It's time to eat and go out and bathe many. And that's what you see today. Begin with, like I say, the apostles and elders and the men on down throughout the 4 corners of this earth, man. And our people are starting to make excuses. Well, they're not starting. They make excuses as to why this is not the truth, as to why they can't come into this thing, blah, blah, blah. This is prophecy that's happening today. You know, so this is supper time. Take these invites seriously. Take these invites close and hold it to your heart, man. Don't forsake the invite that Yahweh Bashimam Shai has invited us, man, or given us this invite to be able to partake in this supper, man. Hey, it's your brother Buns Pod. Lord willing, I hope it was edifying. Till the next time, Shalom.